Hello, this is the video to support Unit 149 Maintain Hand Tools. So I'm going to show you how to clean a pair of sacateurs today, but it'll be much the same process for loppers or shears. So every time you use your sacateurs in the garden, you should clean the blades because the sap from the plants becomes congealed after a while and then it makes the blades difficult to open and close. So that's every time you use them, but periodically you should give your sacateurs a really good clean and sharpen. You do this so that the tool works better. So next time you come to use it, it will cut cleaner, the hinges will feel less stiff, they'll work nice and loosely. And also, if you've paid for this tool, you'd like it to last longer. So, what I've got here today for the job is some 3-in-1 oil, some steel wool, a sharpening tool, some vegetable oil on a paintbrush, some tissue and some PPE. So I'm going to put my gloves on for the job, and I'm also wearing an apron, or you could wear your overalls, but I've got an apron on today to protect my clothing. Hands are protected from the chemicals and from the sharp blades. So the first job to do is take your steel wool and give the blade a good rub with the steel wool to work away any rust or any of the congealed sap that you didn't get off from last time. Now you can use a little bit of the 3-in-1 oil to help to remove the rust. It works well for this job. And I'm also going to use the 3-in-1 oil just to get the hinges working. If they're a bit stiff, it helps to break down the rust inside. Next thing I'm going to do is clean off the 3-in-1 oil off the blade because it'll lift the rust with it. Look. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is take my sharpening tool. So it's like a little mini file, and it's going to work just on one side of the blade. So one side of the cutting blade, which is this big black one, is curved. The other side of the cutting blade is completely flat. We're not going to touch this silver one at all because this is the one that cuts. Now, on the sloped side, at the very edge, you can see like the sloped edge that gives it a sharp point. What I'm going to do is take my sharpening tool and run it along the blade like this in a 45-degree angle. If you do a 90-degree angle, you're going to blunt the blade. So we're going to do a sloped angle, 45 degrees. So run it across the blade like this, a little bit sideways, a little bit downwards. So just encouraging that point at the end to be nice and sharp. And I can see like a silvery edge now where I've sharpened. Okay, now I would like to protect my blades now from the air and from moisture so that they won't develop rust. And the best way to do this is to put a barrier on, and a good oil for putting on as a barrier is just vegetable oil. So I'm painting the blades with the vegetable oil, and I'm also putting some in the joints because the WD-40 or the 3-in-1 oil will evaporate eventually, whereas this won't. Work it into the joints. And then we don't want our tool to be really oily next time, so we're going to wipe off any excess oil like this. And then lock it safely for storage.